This laptop, the HP Dragonfly Elite, is my absolute favorite Windows machine, and it also is now dead. And in its place, we have this right here, the HP EliteBook X G1a. This looks like it's going to be a fantastic machine, but can it possibly compare to its older brother? I don't know. All right, let's see what we have in the box. Wow, that's a big power brick. I was not expecting one to be this large. I'm surprised that we have a 100-watt charger here because this is quite large and quite bulky for what is going to be a very thin machine. Oh yes, plug it in, turn it on. Do you think it's gonna be pretty, Bell?
Yes.
It just looks like a laptop, if I'm honest. This is one heck of a laptop-looking laptop. I'm not going to tell you the price yet, but this right here looks like a machine that could be anywhere from $700 to quite a bit more. It does not feel like a cheap machine though. This is, first of all, very cold to the touch right now because it is all metal and it feels very solid. One finger open, no problem. And here we have our keyboard. First things that I'm noticing, right here we have a shutter for the webcam, which I absolutely love to see. That way you can just know that when you're off hours time, you're not going to accidentally still be in a Teams call or something. The chassis is made out of 80% recycled aluminum and it is heckin' stiff. I'm gonna push here, wow. It's not very often that we're gonna break out a MacBook for comparison, but man, it is close. The HP is not quite MacBook Pro stiff, but it's way stiffer than something like a MacBook Air. The I/O also looks very impressive. On the right, we have Thunderbolt 4, USB-A. On the left, we have another Thunderbolt 4, USB-C, and HDMI 2.1, so you aren't going to be having any issues plugging this into kind of whatever you want. I really love that they keep on including USB Type A on these laptops because it is a lifesaver. The industry completely screwed up the whole transition to Type C. The weight of the EliteBooks feels a little bit heavier. That aluminum is not going to be as light as the magnesium that was on the Dragonfly, so it comes in at 3.28 pounds. It's not too bad, but its predecessor is 2.8. That's not going to be back-breaking difference, but it is a difference indeed. And the MacBook, for a full comparison, is 3.5. All right, let's turn it on. Ah, nice. It has HP Wolf security, just like how I'm going to secure the bag with this segue to our sponsor.
Thanks to Sharge for sponsoring this video. Their pouch 3-in-1 power bank, co-created with the OnePlus community, is designed to be your all-in-one battery backup buddy. On the go. Its modular design houses a wall plug, a cable, and the 10,000 milliamp hour power bank, all in one sleek, convenient unit. With 3 USB-C ports and a max output of 55 watts, your devices will be charged up in no time at all. And it's even got global compatibility thanks to multiple plug adapters. Check it out today using our link in the description.
Beat the tariffs with the ShipStorm sale event at lttstore.com. We are offering free shipping on any order worldwide over $150 US. So it's a great time to pick up a commuter backpack, a precision screwdriver, or a stylish framework hoodie. Oh, I took it off to put on this jacket. The point is, we've also got never before seen pricing on our MCM Essentials bundle. Don't miss it. We'll have it linked down below.
All right, let's have a look at this machine. Now, the first thing I'm noticing is this desktop background looks really soft. Is that a problem with the display? Okay, this display does look pretty good. The background was most of the issue, but at the same time, this is not a display that is going to knock you out of the park. It's 1920 by 1200, so it's not going to be quite like a Retina display or 4K on something like this, and you can notice the softness. Like, I'm gonna open Notepad, and it's decent enough, I would say. You can kind of, from back here, have a pretty good time, but if you use your computer from like right here for whatever reason, you are going to be starting to notice that the resolution is not the highest. But the good news is though, that you can get an OLED panel on this if you don't mind sacrificing a bunch of your battery life. And my eyes don't deceive me either. The labs test results for this display are a bit on the mediocre side. Now, it is quite bright. They advertise 400 nits, but we measured 465, which is an excellent showing, but everything else is not as good. There is a noticeable green tint on the display, and it only managed to cover 96% of sRGB at a time when most displays are getting close to 100 of DCI-P3, which is way wider of a color gamut. So what you want to do on your laptop is do photo editing or video editing or watch content in a beautiful way. This is not going to be the laptop for you, but again, there is an OLED option. Oh, and it also isn't a touchscreen. In fairness to HP though, for the people that I think they're aiming this laptop at, this display is going to be very good. What it is fantastic at is having quite low eye strain. I am not seeing anything on here that's going to make you be fatigued after a while. And also it has a matte cover on it that is fantastic at rejecting glare. Like, we have a light above my head and that's how much glare we're getting. We can, look, there's a studio light. It's of course a bit diffused and stuff like that. Let's look at that on the MacBook. Yeah, there we go. You can really see that. And our studio light, yep, you're not seeing a thing on that display. If this is aimed at being a business machine though, the keyboard and trackpad have to be exceptional. So let's have a look. Oh, that's a really good keyboard. Okay, the Dragonfly is way better. It has a fantastic snap to it. Whereas we come over to the Elitebook, you can hear that it's just way more dull. So we've got the, compared to, you can just hear the difference in the snap. So HP has kind of shot themselves in the foot here because this is, by all regards, an absolutely fantastic keyboard. I'm going to give it a very solid A because I think that it is great. But it is following up the best laptop keyboard on the market, in my opinion, so you didn't get there, guys. What you can replace, though, is this trackpad down here, although I don't know why you would want to because it is great. It is glass-topped, and although it is not Force Touch, which is a bit unfortunate, I can forgive it because the click feel is fantastic, it is large, and I just like it. It feels really good. I'm also going to give the trackpad an A. Although that said, I think at the price point of this machine, they could have got Force Touch in there. Although this does not have quite like gaming laptop power, it is quite a competent little machine. And here we have the AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX Pro 375 with Radeon 890M. That is quite a mouthful, but it does have 12 cores, 24 threads. It is quite a fast little guy. We also have 32 gigabytes of 8,000 mega transfer per second RAM, which is going to be quite rapid, but also not replaceable. A 1 terabyte Kioxia NVMe SSD, MediaTek Wi-Fi 7. I would much prefer if it was not MediaTek because they're not the most stable in my experience, but oh well, maybe we'll see if you can change it out later. And of course, the Radeon 890M for the graphics. The graphics in this are quite good, and we tested it compared to Intel's Core Ultra 9 285H in the Lenovo IdeaPad, and it turns out that it's a wash between the two. In Cyberpunk, AMD gets quite a big lead. In Rocket League, they are pretty much identical in performance, and in Dota 2, Intel absolutely sweeps it with plus 33% performance, so it's a toss-up of which one's gonna be faster. Intel, AMD, I don't know, it depends on the game. What is not going to be a wash though is the NPU. On the Intel side, they intentionally made the NPU smaller for a larger GPU in order to match AMD, whereas AMD just has a big NPU and a good GPU, because this right here has 55 TOPS of performance, meaning you can do all your Copilot stuff if you actually like AI for whatever reason. I like to think of it as onboard machine learning hardware. Let's have a listen to Crab Reef here. This does have Poly Studio speakers, but I suspect it's not gonna be able to keep up with our MacBook, even though they're the same size, and it looks like they dedicated very similar amounts of space to their speakers. Oh, sounds pretty good. It's clear and loud, although it does not have a whole lot of bass. Let's listen to the Mac. Oh, that's way better. Wow. Yep, the HP sounds pretty good until you hear a MacBook. Wow, there's a lot more stage, there's a lot more bass. highs still sound pretty clear. Yeah. They're about equally loud. I would say that's a pretty good showing for HP, but it is not going to be tangling with the best in the market. One thing that is very nice about this HP compared to the Mac though, is that there's no stupid notch, and there also is quite a nice little webcam. Up here we have a 5 megapixel webcam which can record at 1440p, and I cannot tell if the webcam is at fault, but I look green and sickly. I'm pretty sure that's a problem with our display and the fact that it has a bit of a green tint to it. That said though, this webcam is doing a fantastic job. It is exposing for my face fantastically. We can see a really bright light here, really dark stuff over here. It doesn't care. It is exposing for me. It looks nice and sharp. Can move around here. Is it going to figure it out? It did. Moving around even more, just directly into some studio lights. My face is still perfectly exposed. It's not having any issues. And maybe the microphone's pretty good. You guys can be the judge of that. I didn't mention it before, but we did ask HP if the color space and the display accuracy are what they expected, and they said it is within their specs, so you might get one that looks like this. 4 Phillips head screws later, all of which are captive. I love to see that, and we are in. Now, the repairability itself is not the best, but HP does get a whole bunch of points for publishing on YouTube a full repair guide for this thing, so everything that can be repaired, you can repair, or at least in theory, you know how to do it. In here, it looks like we can replace our SSD, and that's about it. The Wi-Fi card, sadly, is soldered down. The RAM, as we expected, is underneath here somewhere, soldered down. Can't replace that. The real reason why we're in here, though, is the battery. Despite this being quite a small laptop, HP has managed to put a 74.5 watt-hour battery into this thing, which netted us a bit over 11 hours of battery life, which is very impressive for something with that powerful of a processor, although no GPU. We can also see the woofers right here, and there's not a whole lot more that we can do in here. Now, I've alluded to it before, but we need to talk about the price. What we have right here, as spec'd, is a $2,200 machine. Now, it is built for businesses, so if you're buying a whole bunch of them, I am sure HP will give you a bit of a deal. And also, I think that these are the kind of laptops that go on sale quite a bit, but at $2,200, this is the sort of machine that I would recommend you have your employer buy for you, instead of maybe purchasing it for yourself. That said though, there's a lot to like with this laptop. Build quality is fantastic. Keyboard, trackpad, also fantastic. The I/O is quite good. It's just the screen and the price are not quite where they need to be. So do I think that the EliteBook is a good replacement for the Dragonfly? Honestly, I think so. The Dragonfly was also way too expensive, if we're honest. And although you are giving up the magnesium, this EliteBook is quite a good machine, and you do have to remember with these business laptops that you're also paying for things like dual BIOS, the support that comes with it, in theory. And also me liking you for watching this video. So huge thanks for watching, hit like, get subscribed, and I hope you guys have a great old day. See you later.